Hello from the Taylor family.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, part of us.
Part of
the
us.
rest of us are inside. We just wanted to finally send this video and give you guys an update on what God's doing in the Taylor's lives. And since you guys have just been so faithfully following along with us, walking along with us, it's time to share. And so some of you guys know a little bit, and some of you guys know most of what's going on next, but we're excited to give you guys the whole recap. And so we're just super grateful for you all. And let me just kind of share with you what the last 6 months have kind of been like for our family. So, the Lord has really blessed the last 6 months. Our desire to, when we came back here, and for the 6 months that we've been here, was to have rest and refreshment. And God has totally blessed that this past season with rest for our bodies and our minds, and recovering from that time in Haiti, the way of life out there, and allowing our kids to get into a set structured school that has no real interruptions. And so it's been so sweet, and we're so thankful that you have allowed us that time to just do that, to really rest and refresh. And it was so sweet. We got to spend time in Colorado with family when we first got back, and that was so loving on our hearts. And then we've had some sweet trips and a marriage retreat and some conferences to just refill and just be able to get amongst believers and worship our God in our own language, and to really recover a lot. And so it's been really sweet. And so we're really grateful for that. And we thank you guys in abundance for allowing us that time to do that. And then God opened up the door for our whole family to take a trip to Oaxaca. And so I think it was the last thing that I probably sent out on email, was that we were going to go scout out Oaxaca and see if that was the next place for our family to live long-term on global missions. And it was actually a really great trip. The 4 kids did great. It was so fun to connect with our best friends out there that have been living there for 4 years, and to see what God's been doing through their family. And it was wonderful. That the Oaxacan culture is very beautiful, and it was really sweet. But in that trip, really, God brought clarity to both Aaron and I, and even the kids, as we involve them in our decisions, about where we're at. And there was a lot revealed, even just culturally, and being in a different culture. For example, we got into the airport in Tijuana, and we're just sitting there, and I found myself looking around, expecting the people to be staring at us or to be wanting something from us, and they weren't. They were like in their own business. And I felt that in my heart, there was this hardness, this expectation of other cultures that I've made an agreement with about other cultures because of living in Haiti. And so that was kind of the beginning of it, but we started to see it a lot throughout the trip. And we also got to see just where we're at, that deep down in both Aaron and I, there is still a lack of compassion, and that is not God's heart. And so we knew after the trip, after we sat down and kind of talked through things, that moving our family out globally right now isn't the best thing. And for our family, although our hearts are still open to global ministry, we just realized that next step wouldn't be good for us, and healing our hearts and regaining ground and compassion for the people God's created. And we want to make sure we're right in that way before we go out internationally, for sure. And so that was our trip to Oaxaca, and so we made the decision not to go right now. And so Aaron's going to talk a little bit more about what's next.
Thanks, son. Yeah, so, as Andre was saying, we feel like we're in a season of still re-entry into the U.S., even though we've been back for 7-8 months. in Acts chapter 14, God really spoke to us through a meeting that we had with other Rock missionaries, that there's kind of 5 steps that Paul and Barnabas followed when they came back from their first missionary journey. And part of that is two things that God highlighted to us was, one, continuing to share our story specifically with a range of different people to help us continue to process the past season, and 2, to re-engage in purposeful ministry, serving in a capacity, maybe the same capacity that we were serving when we left, or a similar capacity. So that's kind of what the next season looks like for us. For the next 5 months, for the rest of this year, we're going to be serving at the School of Ministry, the Rock Church. That's kind of what we launched out there. A similar program. It was called Impact, and it's renamed now the Rock School of Ministry. So we're going to be serving there for the next 5 months, and I'll also be working part-time. God's opened a couple of doors for me to be doing that as well. So that's kind of where we're going to be engaged. Andrea's going to be homeschooling the kids, but we really feel like through those avenues to be getting plugged back in, that'll help us to continue to process, to help us to re-enter and be at a better place, in our hearts for whatever is next after that. So we feel like it's another short season that we're moving into. We just came out of a short season of rest, and now we're moving into another short season. We don't feel like that's permanent season we're going to be in, but we don't really know what the next season is after that. We're just taking this one step at a time, but we do know that the Lord, our hearts, like Andrea said, there were just triggers that came up that showed we're like, oh wow, we still have emotional triggers where our thoughts and our hearts are not positioned right, with the Lord, and towards other people, that we would have a genuine compassion for others. And so that's our heart. We feel like this next step, season of me working part-time and then serving, will definitely help with that. So we wanted to share that with you guys, let you know where we're at. 3 things that we just want to invite you into, I guess you could say, practically or logistically. 1, we're going to continue to send out updates, so continue to check your emails. When I say we, I mean Andrea mostly, because she sends them out. And so, but God's still doing things in our life that we want to share with you. You are our friends, and those who've been praying for us and supporting us financially. The other day, God used my wife to minister to a couple of people. There was a car wreck that happened just 2 cars in front of her. She pulled over, and God used her to pray for those people who were in the car wreck. She was like the EMT on site, and one of the ladies whose neck was hurting got healed physically, and so that was a really cool testimony we just wanted to share. And so continue to check your emails. We'll keep giving you guys updates as best as we can. Try hopefully monthly. 2, just pray. Continue to pray for us. We need your prayers, even though we're not serving globally. We want you to continue to pray for us. And I think the biggest thing is that we would regain that genuine heart of compassion for the Lord and for other people, for everyone around us, and that God would take us just through that season of healing, our hearts, and realizing what a great season, what a challenging season it was in Haiti, but what a beautiful, seeing the beauty in it as well. So you could definitely pray for that. And the third thing would be giving. So we're no longer Rock, ambassadors or missionaries or whatever word you want to use, global ambassador, missionary, because that season has come to an end. And so as far as your guys' MoGive accounts that you've been giving to, please make sure that those are finished. You have to physically go shut them down by the end of the month. So August 31st is September, April, 31 days of August. 31. So the 31st day, the end of the month, is the last day that we'll have that account open. So please, before the end of the month, if you could just go up there and just shut down that giving, we'd appreciate that. For those of you that want to, you're like, man, I want to continue to give financially. I want to continue to invest in the next season that the Taylors are going into when we're serving at the school. Please, or if there's physical needs that you're like, well, what needs do they have? We want to try to meet those. We want to be a part of that. Just message us, and we can give you the details on what that would look like.
Yeah, we love you guys.
I think that's it from me.
We're super. Yeah, he did a great job. We are so grateful that you guys have been on this journey with us, and I know you guys will continue. We know that God has done great things in your lives because of your faithfulness to pray for us and the sacrifice of giving and returning to the Lord what is His by sending us out. And so we just want to tell you guys personally how grateful we are, and that has provided probably one of the greatest gifts in our family thus far is that's this journey to Haiti, and even what's coming. It has changed our family forever. And we don't have time to talk about all those changes, but we are different, and we're so grateful. And we know that there was kingdom work done in Haiti and others' lives, but we personally can tell you that it has changed us, and I know that it's changed some of you. And so we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you.
Dearly, and we would love to hear from you. Any prayer requests you have, we would love to pray alongside with you too.
Yeah.
So keep posted, keep us updated, and I'll send a new email out soon. Love you guys.
Love you.